Hey everybody, I'm Lou. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this November 2023 forecast. So this is a general astrology and tarot card reading, and I do recommend that you watch for your rising sign first if you know it. Then you can watch your sun sign and your moon sign afterwards if you wish to do so, but the rising sign is going to be the most accurate. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That really helps me and also helps me to continue to produce these forecasts down the track. Now, as always, I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm doing these readings on, the Gumbaynggirr people, and recognize their continued connection to their culture and country. I wish to pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging, and I recognize that this is and always will be Aboriginal land. Let's get into the forecast. Hello there, Capricorn. Welcome to your monthly check-in for the month of November 2023. Let's open up the reading with Alliance. I love this card for you because this season, we're in Scorpio season this month at the beginning, and that is your 11th house, and your 11th house is the house of alliances, okay? So it's the house of your friendships, your community, your social networks, your work networks, so the people in your extended world. So it's not your intimate, close people, it's not your inner circle, it's your outer circle we're looking at this month. So the sun is there, Mars is there, Mercury is there. We have a new moon in Scorpio as well on the 13th of November. Now that new moon is going to be making a tight conjunction with Mars in rulership and a tight opposition with Uranus in your 5th house. So there could be some conflict that comes up around that moon with somebody in your outer circle, right? With somebody either to do with work, to do with friendships. There could be a clash of some sort. And it may be important for you, Capricorn, to find your alliances, to align yourself with people. Maybe that is what this moon is asking you for. Is maybe you need to choose a side, take a side, and actually align with the people that are moving in the direction that you want to go in. Okay, so looking at the people that influence you, and this even extends to the internet, online community, right? So the people that you are influenced by online, like the people you're following on social media, on YouTube, taking a look at that and how that affects you, how that influences you, because often we can be influenced. We can say you have certain people in your news feed, and you're, even without realizing it, you're seeing their content over and over again. Even if you're just scrolling past it, it has an influence on your psyche. Your brain can process things much quicker than your consciousness can, right? So things do go into the subconscious very quickly. It does affect your vibration. It affects your state of being. So this month may be, and especially around that new moon in Scorpio on the 13th, may be a really good time to weed out any potential alliances or any potential influences from externally that are having a negative impact on your state of being or a negative impact on your vibration, and actually consciously choosing alliances and influences that are helping you to uplift your life. I do like this card paired with the Venus transit. So Venus on the 8th of November will move into Libra. She's going to be moving into rulership in Libra. So she'll be strong activation. And Libra represents your 10th house. So this is about your career, your public reputation, and also the meaningful work and the empire that you're building as well, Capricorn. So when Venus moves in there, she's going to be creating harmony. Venus is the planet of relationships. So she may bring people to you who recognize your worth, who want to align themselves with you. People who, and it's harmonious, right? So Venus is always bringing ease and pleasure and joy and harmony there. So harmonious alliances that can help you move forward in life. So the 11th house as well is the house of our hopes, dreams, and wishes for the future. So you're looking at the people who can help you to achieve your goals for the long term into the future. So there may be people coming into your life this month, or you may be starting to tap into resources in your life this month that can help to direct your energy more clearly towards your goals. So you're coming into the reading as the Emperor. Again, I really like that energy for you. This means that you're taking ownership of your life. So you are actually being an active component, an active participant in your life, and how this unfolds for you is what I'm feeling. So we do have your ruling planet Saturn moving direct in Pisces on the 4th. So that's your 3rd house. Okay, so Saturn, when your ruling planet moves direct, you feel this shift in momentum. Saturn's going to be moving slow, so it will take a little while to feel this shift. And also we're going to move into the 12th house season at the end of the month. So things will be slowly building until we get to Capricorn season next month, right? But what I'm seeing here with the Emperor, the way this Emperor is speaking to me for your reading is that it's taking that ownership, taking on that responsibility, which means not expecting anybody else to do it for you, not expecting anybody else, or not waiting for other people to make their move first, is what I hear. Okay, so you've got these alliances. Maybe you're seeking them out yourself. Maybe you are changing your alliances because the people you were aligning with were not improving your life or sending you in the direction you want to go. But with the Emperor, just the keywords that keep coming up is taking responsibility for yourself, taking ownership for yourself and for your life. It's like you're taking your life into your own hands, Capricorn, and saying enough is enough. I want what I want and I'm going for it. Now, the environment is offering you a lot of momentum. I like that. 8 of Wands. Okay, so there may be messages. 8 of Wands can be like messages being delivered to you. So again, alliances, emails, phone calls, conversations. That's pretty good. We've got Mercury in your 11th house until the 10th. Then it will shift into your 12th house. So Mercury will be moving into Sagittarius on the 10th, like I said, and then we'll move into Capricorn. So we'll move into your 1st house on December the 1st, and then we'll do a retrograde there. So from the middle of December, we'll be in Mercury retrograde energy. It's important for you because it's your 1st house. This is a pivotal position to have it in. There's a good chance that Mercury is going to touch on either your sun or your ascendant, depending on whether you're watching for your sun sign or your rising sign, okay, which is pivotal. It's big changes in your life. So that's in December. We'll talk about that more later. But for the purpose of this reading is that as Mercury moves into Sagittarius, Mercury is going to that retrograde is going to back into Sagittarius. So throughout, from the 10th onwards, you're starting to get little glimpses of the work that will be coming up with that Mercury retrograde. Now, I am going to do a separate video. I'm working on a separate video for the Mercury retrograde that's going to have an individual tarot card reading for each zodiac sign. That will come out in December. It's really beneficial, particularly for you because it's hitting that 1st house, to help you to work with this energy deliberately, to help you to create with this energy, because Mercury is such a creative planet. It's the planet of our manifestations, of how we manifest. So if you actually are conscious about it and deliberate about it, you can really use this energy to your benefit. And that video is going to show you how, explain how, okay? So for the now, the energy is moving quickly in your environment. There's a lot of hustle and bustle is what I'm feeling for you. And like I said, you're taking ownership of that. You're taking that responsibility and you're utilizing that. You're applying that to your life. Now, the universe needs from you, there's the Magician, okay? So this is exactly what I was just talking about with Mercury. The Magician is ruled by Mercury, okay? So looking for those signs, looking for those creative aspects. So maybe you will even receive messages and downloads. We move into Sagittarius season on the 22nd. Mercury will already be there. 24th, Mars will be there. We're going into a very quiet and contemplative energy at the end of the month. So for 4 weeks from the 22nd, there's this energy of the 12th house, which is the divine spirit, meditation, privacy, calmness, slowing down, undoing, releasing, surrendering in order to move into your 1st house energy for the next 12 months. So this is looking at how you're manifesting your reality. So being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your words, being aware of your emotions and how they make you act. That's going to help you take ownership of your life. It's going to help you to be more responsible for yourself. We have the Two of Coins and Judgment. So, like I said, this energy is going to be strong. There's going to be a lot of hustle and bustle was the words I used. The Two of Coins represents that juggling, a lot to juggle. Maybe there's multiple factors going on here. Now, I will say that we have 2 moons this month and they both are really harsh energy. Okay, so they're both really difficult. Like I've already said, that new moon in Scorpio is in a tight conjunction with Mars and it's in an opposition, a tight opposition with Uranus. So there's conflict there, okay? Mars brings conflict, it brings change and initiation energy in your social circle. And Uranus, that is over in your 5th house, in an opposition, brings 2 components that do not mesh together, or that there is something that needs to be overcome, okay? So and then on the 27th, we have a full moon in Gemini representing your 6th house. Now, this moon particularly is going to be a challenge because it is going to be in opposition to Mars, but it's going to be making a T-square to your ruling planet Saturn in your 3rd. So, I have done a separate moon reading as well, so look out for that around the 27th coming out to help you to navigate through this moon energy because it's going to be intense. And when we have a T-square like this, we have 2 components of our lives that do not work together. The challenge is to find a way to either appease both areas or help them to create some sort of coherence. It may have to do with your work. There's a good chance it's going to be something in your work environment, maybe conflicts, maybe conversations, maybe hard conversations, maybe ideas, maybe communications of some sort that come out within your work environment that maybe there's people within your work environment that want you to do conflicting things and it's not possible to do both and you have to try and navigate that in some way. It also may be that as you move into that Sagittarius season from the 22nd, you become deeply reflective, Judgment card, you become deeply internal. So that 12th house can draw us right in. You've had all this 11th house energy of being really actively in the community. And then it's like, okay, we need to come in and take a breather. And so coming in and reflecting on all the heightened energy after the 22nd may be required, and then there may be this pull from your workplace or whatever, your lifestyle in some way, trying to pull you out and keep you in that high energy that is not sustainable, Capricorn. So don't think that you should have to, okay? Give yourself a break if you're needing that respite. Because I think there's going to be that pull and you're needing this judgment, this reflection time, this time to take time out and chill and have a think about everything that's just happened to you, like to unwind and integrate, do some integration work through that Sagittarius season. And I think it will be really uncomfortable around that moon. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I do think, like I said, it will be uncomfortable around that moon, but the answer is to honor yourself. Take responsibility for yourself. And when we take responsibility for our lives and for ourselves in the way that an emperor would, we have to step back from what other people think. The emperor has all these different people advising him, right? He has all these different opinions. He has a whole council of people that have differing views, differing values, all wanting to put their 2 cents worth in. But ultimately, at the end of the day, he is the one that has to make the decision. So it's good to acquire other people's opinions from your alliances to, maybe bounce ideas off. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. And so sometimes you need to step back and really tune in with yourself into your heart space, the Ace of Cups, to really know the truth about what's going on. Sometimes it's important to shut those people out. So I can see there's this need for reflection. When this is all too much, when the juggling, when the heightened energy becomes too much, dropping into that heart space is going to help. Dropping into that meditative space is going to help. There's this need to separate 3 of Swords from other people, maybe separating from toxic people, maybe separating from people who are not aligned with your future and not aligned with your goals. But mostly I think it's just about really taking ownership of your own vibration, your own energy, and not allowing people to influence you without your deliberate consent, without your informed consent. And we have, Divine Dragon. I love that for you. The Divine Dragon is the card of like the Kundalini energy. So we do have, again, Mars moves into Sagittarius on the 24th. So as Mars moves into Sagittarius, your 12th house, you may have a strong awakening, Capricorn. And that may be what's pulling you. Okay, so that Kundalini energy, Kundalini activation is that fire that comes from the base of your spine. It goes up into your, up and out of your body, out of your crown chakra. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Kundalini activation, look it up. Symptoms of a Kundalini activation are not usually very pleasant. That's the thing about these kinds of awakenings, these kinds of, especially with Mars involved, these kinds of ascensions, especially with Mars involved, this is fire. Mars is going to come in and put you on fire so that you burn through this activation. It can be very intense, and possibly that's what this full moon in Gemini will be about, and why it's going to be so hard to juggle these situations. There may be a lot of like really spiritual stuff going on that maybe you can't even really tell anybody because nobody would really understand. Maybe you don't even really understand it at this point. If you're having a lot of symptoms, have a look into the Kundalini activation, because that's what may be happening for you. You may be rising and awakening and ascending, and that would be a really beneficial thing for you, Capricorn, especially then when we move into your first house next month. You can take that energy forward over the next 12 months and start fresh, have a fresh new perspective and a fresh new vibration and state of being to move forward in. And the Mercury retrograde in the first house will help with that. It will help to cement that in, because you can start to look at your identity with that Mercury retrograde, looking at who you are and who you want to be moving forward in the midst of this ascension process that you're on. And it's time to surrender to play. So, that's a really good message to have. Like, everything we've just talked about has been really intense. So if there's a lot of intensity this month, if things are moving fast, there's a lot of juggling, there's a lot of people wanting your attention, there's this Kundalini activation, it's like a lot. Okay, the way that we remedy that is to play. The 11th house, Scorpio season, is in opposition to the 5th house, and the 5th house is our house of play and pleasure. So that's kind of where that comes from, right? When we're too much in the 11th house, we need to balance it out with the 5th house, and the 5th house is play. So remembering to play, remembering to take time out to nourish your inner child, take a break from overthinking, do something fun, and play is the time of recreation and rejuvenation. This is how we rejuvenate our bodies and our minds. And when we move into Sagittarius season, you can even play in an imaginative way, because that 12th house is your imagination. So using your imagination to be creative and to be playful will help to alleviate any of the intensity of all of this energy. Okay, so that is your reading this month, Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please do subscribe to my channel so I can keep doing these readings. I love doing them for everybody. And I'll see you next time. Take care.